Now we've gone ahead and sanded this thing down and make sure everything's right, everything's flush, make sure everything looks good. Now we'll go ahead and bondo it. Again, just lathering this stuff on here. Don't have to be amazing at bondo, it really doesn't matter. All you want to do is get good coverage, get bondo where you need it. Anything can be sanded away, but it's a little harder to add to it. It's not hard to add to it, but it just makes it a little bit harder. You gotta come back in with more bondo and wait for it to dry and then sand. So now we just throw it all on here, make sure we get as much as we need, that way we don't have to come back and add more and sand again. And now this is the right way to use or to do with a body shaping tool. You can see when you run this thing across, it looks just like cheese coming out of a cheese grater. It's kind of essentially what this thing is. It looks like a little cheese grater, but it just takes off your high spots, so you don't have to do as much sanding. In the kick panel video I show the wrong way. If you wait, it's pretty impossible to actually sand any of these high spots down with the body shaping tool. But you just wait till it's kind of the consistency of cheese and then do it. But now we're just, I've gone ahead and sanded this thing down, checking everything, making sure all my parts are flush, my corners are rounded off well, kind of seamlessly molded into the box there. I've got this flush trim router bit with the ball bearing on the end of it. I just threw it on my drill here, running it along the edge of that MDF ring on the inside, cut the center out. Go ahead and test fit my speaker, see if everything looks good. This is a reverse firebox, so that's why I'm testing it like this. And everything looks pretty clean from what I can see. It's pretty easy to make these things actually. Even when you've got 3, 4, or 5 speakers in one long box. But now that I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and make this thing a little bit more sturdy by adding screws to it, because as I said before, it's just held together with brads right now. Brads and carpenter's glue. The best way to drill into wood for making boxes is to use one of these drill bits right here. It's got a countersink on the end of it, so it basically just bores in a larger size hole so your screw can fit all the way down into the box, so it's not sticking above the box. And with the carpenter's glue, screws, and brad nails, this thing is going to be really sturdy. You can't really see in the videos that well, but the screw just goes beneath the surface of the plane of the wood. So that way whenever you cover it up with any, carpet or whatever you're going to do, you don't see little bulges of the screw heads. And you can knock down any flare-ups in the wood if you need to with just a light sand. So now I've got everything reinforced. Go ahead and rip these supports out of here. I usually brad nail mine in, so sometimes they're a little harder to pull out, but if you have any nails in there, you can, little brads, you can push them down. You can just push them down flush with the box, or get a piece of bullnose pliers or trim them down. Now we need to add our fiberglass our actual fiberglass to the fleece inside this box. You can see too inside here, it's kind of furry still. It didn't soak all the way through, but that's fine. How I build my boxes, I don't ever use fiberglass on the outside. I always do it on the inside. Makes for a lot easier sanding. I'm really not sure why people use it on the outside. Kind of just confuses me. But I'm gonna go ahead and wet this whole thing down, add some mat to it, and then we've got our box. Just wait for it to dry. Make sure everything feels good. Knock on it, push on it with your thumbs. Push real hard too. Make sure there's no give to the box. Yeah, there it is. A 110 enclosure. You can paint, cover it, carpet, whatever you want to do.